Hey, this is Julie Tam, managing broker of LYN Realty in Houston. Thank you for joining me for Smarter Real Estate Weekly on Wednesdays, where I arm you with practical strategies for being a smarter buyer, seller, tenant, or landlord, and also take you on some of my real estate adventures. Okay, if you hear any growling noises during this video today, it's because I'm starving. I'm trying to get this video knocked out before I grab some lunch, so excuse that. Okay, today we are doing another episode in my series, Building My Dream Home. So much has been covered over the past few months, actually several months now. I've taken you from literally the lot purchased all the way through to the different stages of the floor plan. And today we are exploring the final area of the first floor, which is going to be the mudroom, a little alcove outside the mudroom, the garage and driveway. So that finishes off the right half roughly of the house, and more so kind of the back half. And so therefore the next video you're going to see in the series is going to take you up to the second floor to look at the rooms and spaces up there. And I'm going to have multiple videos on that because it's too large and too many things to put all in one video. So I hope you're excited to learn with me kind of the fundamentals of new construction or home remodeling if you were going to do a rebuild. And also when you're looking for a home, just what to look for. As I've mentioned in my past videos, this is for you to know kind of the design concepts and layout concepts that work and some of the things that go into the thought process of designing a home for today's buyer and today's homeowner, for something for you to enjoy before you might decide to sell it to the next homeowner. Okay, so I'm going to do a screen share as usual to pull up the floor plan. All right, there you have it. That is the elevation, the front of the home. And we're going to be looking at, as you can see, the garage on back. So everything that is behind that. Okay. I have noticed recently that in Instagram, the sides, the left and right margins get cut off. Actually, I noticed that, a while back. By the time you're watching this video, it would have been a few months ago. So I'm trying to see if I can kind of make things work where people can actually see what I'm showing on the screen better and more centralized. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay, so from the family room, you actually go through this little area, which I like to call an alcove. It can also be referred to as a little niche because we're probably going to put a chair there. So it's just a little cozy spot if somebody wants to sit there and just look out the back window onto the backyard and the back staircase and the two covered patios and just, read a book, for example, like my husband loves to say. He always wanted a place in our new home for, what were the things that he called it, for meditation, relaxation, or I don't think it was relaxation. No, it's not that. It's meditation, reflection, and like quiet or something like that. And I laughed at him at first because I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm not the type that just curls up with a book. Okay. I like to watch television. That's my thing. But I do think that as I get older, I appreciate the piece of not necessarily curling up with a book, but maybe flipping through a magazine. I don't have the attention span to sit there and just read books on end. When I read books, I like to read them out loud. So I'll read them in the car to my husband. So that's a live audiobook for him, or actually I'll record an audiobook for him to listen to at another time. So, an audio recording. And so that way he gets his books that way too. And, there are books though, rarely that, he's reading on his own silently because he really wants to get more out of it and be able to focus more and kind of reread something. And so therefore I have to go ahead and read it myself silently. So yes, there is a book right now that I'm doing. It's a parenting book. So I'm doing it that way. So anyway, there is a door here that leads into the mudroom. Now we wanted the door to swing out and not in, because in means that either you're going to swing this way and hit the bench, or over here and it gets too crowded with the door coming from the garage. So again, just a thought process of making sure that we are doing what makes sense. Even a detail like which way the door swings makes a difference, and also how wide the door is. A lot of things, the builder and their drafter, or if you use an architect, they'll figure these things out and what is standard and what makes sense, but they don't know your lifestyle. And so you may think of something where a certain change would actually work better for you. And so it's important for you to actually look at those details as well. Just to give you an idea here on how to read door measurements, 2'8". 2'8" is the width of the door. This door, for example, is 3 feet. It's a little bit wider, and it makes sense if you're bringing, kind of big things through the garage, and but yeah, actually, funny enough, if you bring it in, you're going to have to probably take it through this door. So if it's too wide for this door, it's probably not going to work anyway. But if you'll notice, the closet door is 2'4". I'm going to zoom in so you can see that better. Okay, so this is the mudroom, and I'm really excited about this room. This is one of the rooms I'm most excited about, actually, because I don't have a mudroom, and I've never had a mudroom, which essentially is where you kind of land when you come home, and also when you're about to leave the house. It's the place where you can put your purse and backpacks for kids and work bags for adults who are working, and a basketball and just toys that you might take outside, just kind of last minute things that you would put in this room so that you can get them before you go out the door. And also when you come in, that you can have places like this bench here to put stuff down. I will show you a detailed cabinet and built-in plan to explain more about what each of these areas is. But just so you know, I'm gonna have cubbies and probably drawers and shelves and things over here where you see this. And then this will be bench space so that we can sit down and take off or put on our shoes. And then a nice little window there just to provide some more light. So that way this doesn't feel like a dark hallway or closet type of thing. Here is where we're gonna actually place our current chest freezer. Obviously having food stored there, like TV dinners, frozen dinners. And, if we have food that we've bought ahead of time, like extra meats and things, that we can have them there and stored so that they don't have to crowd the main freezer in the kitchen. And also it may not even have enough room, because currently we actually do fill up both of our freezers. Here, we're going to have 16-inch deep shelves for all the shoes. And it's going to be floor to ceiling. And then in this large closet, more 16-inch shelves all the way around. The bottom shelf we've indicated 36 inches above the floor, because that will give us enough space to lay down our large Christmas tree. And then we'll have, bins and other things for ornaments and decorations and such for all the different holidays up on these shelves, and plus a storage of other items as well. Okay, coming into the garage, here is a platform at the top of the stairs. Remember, my home is going to be in a floodplain, so we actually have to elevate. The garage itself is sloped a few inches, but it is designed to flood, as I've mentioned in a previous video. There will be cinder blocks going up about 7 feet, basically up to the floor level of the first floor. And so you've got about 10 steps to climb to get up to the first floor of the home from the garage. And, up here, basically, we're going to probably have some things stored, items that we might want to use in the garage and have handy. I'm trying to think of what, I don't know, like fertilizer and, things like that. Some of that may be down on the lower level, but certainly if it floods, we don't want a whole lot of stuff on the floor level of the garage, because we're going to have to, in a hurry, move it up. And anyway, there's going to be access to crawl space in there. Which is basically the space underneath the house if anyone ever needed to get under there to do anything like repairs or whatnot. And then here's a 2-car garage. See, you can see the 2-inch slope here. So it's going to be slanting up from the driveway toward the house. And this is an extra wide and extra long garage, so we can fit more things. And the garage door as well is wider than usual. And there's a porte-cochere outside, which is basically a covered area. And then your driveway beyond that. So let me go ahead and take you into the cabinet detail for the mudroom. This is a lot of fun. And in the garage, while I scroll down there, we're gonna actually have 2 car lifts for our cars. So that way, in the event of a flood, we can actually lift them up higher. I'm just toying with this new arrangement right now with my screen. So, anyway, excuse the shifting of my screen and all that. Okay, so this is the mudroom. And I'll also show you some inspiration photos that I've pinned in my Pinterest boards in a minute. Okay, so when you come from the home into here, you will see these cubbies down below. And that will basically be for storing possibly, shoes that we wear frequently, or whatever other items we want to put on the bench here. We're going to have a cushion, and we wanted to make sure the window is high enough to where when we lean back a little bit, like our lower back, we're not actually up against the window, and that it has room to put those pillows there, most likely on either end. And then the chest freezer, which is not going to be this tall. I don't know why she drew it that way, but anyway, it's just a placeholder. And then here we're going to have a couple of drawers to kind of put things, that we don't want to collect dust and just kind of out of sight. And then we'll have these open shelves here and then also above. Some of them may be where we can just place an item like, bicycle helmets. We might place 3 across the top, might look cute, right? But in other cases, we might actually have like baskets or bins or something like that to hide things away so that it doesn't look super cluttered, because we imagine that we might be putting like sunblock and mosquito repellent, like things that we would want to put on at the last minute if we forgot to put it on when we were in our own bathroom. Or maybe if this is on a whim, like, oh, we want to just go outside, we don't want to have to go all the way upstairs to our bedroom, let's go ahead and just start progressing to the outside by going to the mudroom and applying that sunblock and that mosquito repellent and then going out the door. Okay, my big thing is, and I think I've mentioned this before, is I hate when things are just sitting out. I don't like open shelves whenever possible. So if we have open shelves, which we will in the study and the family room, we're really primarily putting, say, larger decor items. And even books, I hate them on shelves, but it's like, well, you gotta have books on bookshelves. And if we add glass front doors, then it just adds extra cost, quite a bit of extra cost, actually, up into the thousands. And so we don't really wanna do that. So books, at least, they can be dusted off because they're smoother surfaces, and larger decoration objects also can be dusted off more easily. But I hate having shelves where there's like a lot of little things, because number one, it's really hard to dust all those little things off effectively. And then it looks cluttered as well. So I always like closed cabinets just to keep out that dust. It's just less maintenance and it just makes more sense. Okay. Here are 3 little hooks that we could potentially hook jackets or umbrellas, wet things, hats and whatnot, before we go outside or when we're coming in from outside. So there's that. Let me show you my Pinterest. Oops, I thought I had it. I switched computers since the last video I shot. Okay, here we go. My Pinterest is at the Julie Tam, so you can look for me there and follow me so you can see the inspiration that I'm adding to my different home design boards. I have some previous boards that I created many years before that. But anyway, let's see. I'm trying to see if there was anything else I wanted to show you. Okay, we'll go ahead and go right to the home design. You can tell I didn't really prep for this video. I do these quite impromptu. All right. So as we scroll down, you can see different rooms and design elements that inspired me. Okay, so I wanted to show you, those of you who watched a previous video would have already seen this, but this may be new to some of you. And this is the inspiration for our driveway. So we're gonna have a normal 2-car wide, double wide driveway coming out of the garage, but then off to the left, we wanted to have a T-shaped driveway like this to park a 3rd car, because if the cars are parked inside the garage and a 3rd car is also present, if you park that in the driveway behind the garage door, the overhead door, then that blocks the cars inside the garage, 1 or both cars from getting out. And so we wanted to make sure that that wasn't the case. And so having a 3rd car off to the side would be the solution to that. Okay, some fun mudroom inspiration photos. So this one, you can see they actually have lockers with doors and hooks and sides, again, to hide things away, but they also have little shoes tucked in underneath. And the idea of having that bench cushion with the pillows and the window is very much going to be like in line with this. This is a very happy, bright mudroom, and there are definitely elements that we like there. Let me show you some more. Let's see here. Okay, here's another one. And so as you can see, oops, what happened there? I'm back. Okay. There's little cute pillows, the window, that bench seat. This one does not have a cushion, excuse me. But anyway, just another cute mudroom that was good inspo for ours. And a final one, this one. So this is actually an entryway, not in a separate mudroom. So sometimes you don't have space to have a full-on mudroom, but you just have a landing area, say right inside your front door or right inside the garage. And so here are some just cute ideas of ways to use baskets and also to just decorate it up. So the mudroom doesn't need to be dirty, ugly the way it sounds. It can be cute and welcoming and fun, and just, you know, a place where when you come home, it's the first place you're stopping. And so you want it to be a happy, cheery place, right? And then before you leave home, you kind of want to feel like, okay, I'm leaving this peaceful, you know, sanctum, the sanctuary that is my home. I'm going to go out into this crazy, mean world. But one last, you know, moment of just resting, sitting down, putting on your shoes, and then heading out the door. So, okay, thanks so much for watching. Please comment or send me a message if you have questions or feedback, and continue to watch. Please like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook so you don't miss an episode. You can follow me on Instagram as well. Just look me up as Julie Tam. I am the Julie Tam on there too. Oops. I'm not sure if you saw that, but it looked like we had a little bit of a power surge. And so it kind of glitched. There was a little bit of a blip there. Anyway, it looks like we're still recording. So, okay, well, it's time to say goodbye. Have a great week. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, everybody.